Shalom and welcome to the weekend edition of the Daily Dose of Hebrew. We're looking today at Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 28, almost to the end of the chapter, and this oracle. You remember in the previous verse, the Lord had told Jeremiah that the Lord, had appointed Jeremiah to be an assayer and tester of the people, to see what's really, what kind of quality there is among them. And we already know the answer is going to be quite negative. And here we're not sure if this is Jeremiah giving this report back to the Lord or if this is the Lord speaking. This is what the Lord has found through the process of Jeremiah's ministry. In either case, here's the report, and let's go ahead and read it in Hebrew as we get started. Kulam sare sorerim holeke rachil nechoshet uvarzel kulam mashchitim hema. So we start with kulam. Actually, we're going to see that twice. All of them. This is the word kol, usually written with a cholam, meaning all or each. Here with the suffix, we reduce the vowel down just a little bit, but literally with the suffix, 3mp suffix. All of them. All of them are, we have to supply a verb here. Well, what are they? Sare sorerim. Whatever it is, we're getting something that looks pretty similar here, right? Sare, this is probably from an adjective from the root sarar, which means to be stubborn or rebellious, with two ratios here, which is what we're going to find over here. So this would be stubborn, implacable, rebellious, something along that line. And it's obviously a masculine plural in construct here. So rebelliousness, if it's an adjective being used as a substantive, would be rebellious men of those rebelling. This is a participle, masculine plural participle. So this is like the Hebrew way of expressing a superlative, like the Song of Songs. Well, the rebellious of the rebelling ones would be the most extreme rebellious ones who are there at all. Now, there are a couple manuscripts, instead of sar here with the summik, actually would read sar with a sin like this, in which case it would be prince or chief or something like that, leaders, as the leaders are rebels. That's something you find actually in Hosea with that expression, something very similar to it in Hosea chapter 9, let me see, verse 15 I think it is, where you find that expression. So it'd be the leaders are rebels, or the princes are rebels. And it is a homonym. You can see they'd be pronounced the same way if you put sare like that. I'm not sure it fits here in this context, and there's only a couple manuscripts, and it makes very good sense just the way we leave it here. So all of them, rebels are the most rebellious. And then what else are they? Well, they're walkers. Here's our holum here. This is a masculine plural participle. It's a kal from our verb halak with its holum there. But it's in construct. Instead of holakim, walkers, it's holake rachil. And it's walkers of, rachil is a word which means slander. Yeah. So walkers of slander would be those who walk about slandering, defaming other people. So again, not a very good judgment upon the people here by this analysis here. This is what the Lord has found. And then nechoshet, you may know that word because of the bronze serpent. Well, this is a word that means bronze or brass. Bronze and barzel, that's our word, again with a 4-consonant root, meaning iron. So bronze and iron they are. Now, these are not precious metals. They can be useful metals sometimes, but they are not the precious metals. And in the context, this is not what the Lord is hoping to see. These are metals that are used for more common usages, profane usages. Once again, all of them, exactly like what we had over here. Wow, now this is a big word. Well, what do we have here? Well, it's a plural, masculine plural. And if we look carefully, we're going to have a hifil participle from, there's a root underneath. You get a hirak yod in the middle. You get this ma prefix at the beginning. So we're going to have a participle. It's going to be masculine with the e ending on it. It's a masculine plural. And as I said, it's a hifil. Good signs of it with the ma and then the hirak yod from the root mahat, like this. And this is root that's not found in the cow, and it means to ruin or to corrupt, to destroy, something like that, a corrupting thing. So all of them corrupters or corrupting they. Personal pronoun, third masculine plural. So this is all of them. They are corrupting or corruption. Those who are corrupt, both themselves and others. They are just massive corruption here. This is not what the Lord wanted for his people, obviously. So pretty straightforward here. Well, let's go ahead and hide our work and look at a couple of different translations and see what we do with those. First of all, let's take a look at the NIV. They are all hardened rebels. That's a good way of expressing the superlative. The rebellious of the rebellious. Going about to slander, walking about as of slander. Slanderous walking. They are bronze and iron. They all act corruptly. So pretty straightforward with the NIV translation. One that's a little bit different is this is the New American Bible, Catholic edition, not the New American Standard, but the New American Bible and the Revised Edition. Arch rebels are they all, dealers in slander, walking about in slander. Now, arch rebels, this is a little curious because the word arch might have the concept of the superlative, rebels of rebels, or maybe I'm not quite sure if they're reading this other noun, Sar, which would be leaders of rebels, so in which case the arch rebel becomes those who are the the leaders of the rest of the soldiers, like an angel and an archangel. Those having so maybe they've chosen to read this reading of it, which is found in some text instead of the Samic here. That's possible. The result you can see is going to be basically about the same, though. They are hardened rebels. They are arch rebels. Are all of them dealers in slander? I like that, going about slandering, dealers in slander. I don't like that, but I like the way that's translated. It gets the point across. Bronze and iron, all of them destroyers they are. Acting corruptly, destroyers. That's actually a very good word for this word up here. It's so corrupting, it's destroying others. And then in the net translation, or sort of a paraphrase here, they actually add the word I reported. So they actually have, this is Jeremiah saying this in their understanding. It could be, maybe this is what Jeremiah is reporting back to God, or maybe this is God himself who is speaking this, but they made a choice here. All of them are the most stubborn of rebels. So they've kept this Sorarim, the extreme examples of rebels, most stubborn of rebels. They are as hard as bronze or iron. They go about telling lies. So they've moved this part over here after the bronze and iron. Now they've taken the bronze and iron idea and made it hard, as if that's the main idea with this analysis of bronze and iron. They are just like hard-headed. I'm not sure that's the primary idea when he's talking about bronze and iron in the context of assaying them and testing them in the fire. It may be the fact that the result is it has not found gold and silver. The Lord has not found precious metals. He has found common, profane metals instead. So I'm not sure the hardness is the issue as much as the commonality and the profaneness. They've made a call on that. I'm not sure that's the only possible call, and I'm not sure it's the best. They go about telling lies. They all deal corruptly. Very good there. The Lord knows, and he has ways of revealing both to others and to our own hearts what's going on inside. The word of the Lord is our great tester. The Spirit uses his word. God uses circumstances in our lives as well. This was not a good result for the people. May we be more open to what God wants to teach us in our own lives. We'll check back with us soon. Only got a couple more verses as we continue working through chapter 6 in the weekend edition of the Daily Dose of Hebrew. Shalom.